Hi Stampin' friends. Tonight I'm going to do some things with the Hello Chick stamp set. This stamp set is actually used to be a celebration set in 2017, and they brought it back and added some dies, and then they created a birthday chick set and have dies for it. So I only have tonight to show you the regular Hey Chick and the dies that go with it. But I think that you'll be able to see how much more you could do with the birthday set, and then also see that this is plenty. You can make a lot of cute things with just the regular Hello Chick. So first I'm going to tell you about something that I'm doing that is a special, probably not so much for local customers, but for those who are online. When you order from my website using this host code, it will be, you don't necessarily have to get the chick set, but what I'm telling you about will be using the Hey Chick set and dies. If you spend $50, use the host code, you will receive a free pack of pastel pearls if you choose that, because maybe you don't care for the chicks. Or you can receive a Bunny by Mail kit to make 3 cards using the chick set. So I'll probably do like some simple, some not, and I'll probably make it where you can, but the idea is though that you would need to have at least the chick stamps to do the cards, if that makes sense. So this is for anyone who wants to do it, but mainly for people who are online. So WT4, WK4, VT is the host code to use for that special. All right, now what I'm working on tonight, I saw a larger version of this, and it was done by Lauren Urbonas, and she is a demonstrator in Canada. And what I wanted to show you about this, I just think it makes a cute little idea, and then you could even, when you're finished, put it on a card. I will tell you it took me longer to do my math to make this a smaller version. So yeah, I didn't quite get finished with my card, but I think that you'll be able to actually watch me create it on here. So what this card does is it opens up, and then I just put the little donkey on the inside. So as we go along, I will color him, and I'll show you how I did this and my measurements that I used. And you can see that this really is pretty simple to put together, but I wanted to show you my idea for the top here. Now this is just terrible of me, but I was thinking about just cutting off the chicken's head because I thought it would look cute peeking out the top. A lot of times you see little barns with chickens at the top. So just gonna kind of cut across here, and I'm gonna have to play with this just a little bit because kind of what I want it to do is look like she's kind of just peeking out kind of from the side. So like that. Let me see how I think. Maybe like that. And then I could put some, need to probably put some hay. The original lady who created this, she had a big blob of hay up here that she had done with the small peony, the little die that cuts out the small stamped peony. And I know it's peony, but I say peony, I can't help it. It's just weird. I'm just a strange person. But anyway, so you probably want to add some yellow here. But I'm just going to go ahead and use the side of my... this is actually, I used a different shape than she did. I used a balloon punch. And so I'm just going to use it to kind of cut the edge of my chicken like this. And I will show you how I put this all together, but I might go ahead and finish my card first. Okay, so let's see how that worked. There, see, I just tucked that in the side, and that made it where the chicken just kind of is peeking its little head out right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that down so I don't lose it because it's kind of tiny. And then I'm gonna go ahead and color our chicken because I think it'll look a lot cuter if I get her colored. So let's get her head, her little, what do you call those? Chicken, are they combs even on girl chickens? I think they are. Like that. Then I need to get some yellow. Okay, then I have the Daffodil Delight for her beak. So like this little chicken, I kind of made it look like she was a white chicken by just kind of going over her feathers with just a little bit of yellow. So it kind of, you can say that it highlights it a little bit, but then it also makes it clear that she's a white chicken. Okay, so there we are with that. So then on the inside here, I'll probably mess this up because I'm trying to, you know, do a good job or whatever. I'm just gonna add the Hey There Friend on the inside. This is from the Darling Donkey set, which I should show you all. There we go. It is a celebration choice this year. So if you were to buy the chickens, you could choose the donkeys for free. And it has Hee Haw and You're the Best, and this little donkey's kicking up his heels. This one's relaxing, and this one might be good for Valentine's Day because it's got a little rose in its teeth. Okay, so what I was thinking here is that I wanted to just stamp the Hey There Friend on the side. Oh, that's not too bad. So that it could be on the inside like this, and then down like this. Okay, so now that this is completed, and one thing I wanted to mention too, I put my barn door along the bottom because, you know, when we talk about barn doors and sliding and stuff like that, typically the barn door goes all the way to the ground, or almost all the way to the ground, because it's typically just like a threshold to hold the thresh in the barn. It's not very high, so that's why I didn't center it in the square. That's the barn. Okay. So in my mind, I was thinking that it would be cute if we had a background that was just like the sky, basically. And then we maybe put some green. Now this is from the strawberry set. Some green plaid there. And then set our barn on it like that. Because I think that just makes a happy little farm looking kind of thing going on. So then maybe our card base would be real red. Like this. And then you could cut this. I probably do want to cut this. I just love this little cutter because it's so easy to bring into this camera area and not cause a problem. I'm just going to cut it to about just a generous 4 inches across, because when I'm doing this, I don't want any of that soft sky listen to me, pool party to show. I don't, on the sides, I don't want it to hang out. So, just doing this. And lining it up there. Okay, so then you can see that I could probably put my little barn on here like this, and this will just kind of tuck under like that. It won't be perfect because you can't exactly lift this up, so I won't be able to stick this top part down. But I really wanted it to be on the card like it was a cutesy little kind of goings on there. And I also think that I have room on this part down here in the front to maybe add another chicken. Now it kind of looks like a giant hyperthyroid chicken, I admit, but I thought it would be cute if there was a way to make it look like it was further away. So one way to do that is maybe to put up a little bit of chicken wire and then pop her up on maybe on some glue dots to give her kind of a more like she's closer to you and this is further away. I don't know if that'll work or not, but anyway, I think that could be kind of cutesy. Okay, also in the background, now this may not have been the color I should have chosen for my corn stalks, but that could be really cute in the background to put some corn stalks. And they gave us the cutest little ears of corn. They layer onto the little yellow cutouts, and it cuts out 4 at a time. And it has these little, oh my goodness, can you even see that? It's so tiny. There we are. And it has the little, oh, it's gone. The little shucks, I don't know what they're called, corn husks around them. Now it's a little bit, you know, deceiving because I'm not really sure our corn would be this pretty yellow color while our shucks were still such nice green, you know, bright, whatever. But anyway, so you tuck those on here onto the stalk. and add those in. And I just thought that was super adorable. So that's one thing that we could do. So this is one, and I'll finish this up and make it look a little more realistic, I think, after I'm done with that. So that's one type of card we can do. But while we're on this, I wanted to show you exactly how I made the barn. Because this probably won't be one that I do for a class, because it's kind of a lot of little pieces. I'm not sure, you know, that would really work for people who are probably new to stamping. But my piece of red cardstock that is my base is 6.5 inches long this way. And it is, I should move some of these markers. I don't know what I was thinking there. Sorry about that. And it is 2.5 inches wide this way. And I scored it on the long side, of course, at 3/4 of an inch and at 3 3/4 of an inch. Or you could say I did it this way, just whichever way you want to do it. And then use the bone folder and scored it down like this. Then my inside piece, hold on just a second. My inside piece is this one. And the inside piece is 2 1/4 by 2 3/8. So the 3/8 is the tall direction. But you want to place it towards the fold, center it on the fold, because up here, you're going to cut a little bit off here on the sides to make the top of our barn. That makes sense. And this is the part I definitely got from her, is how to like lay out your cards. Okay, then on the front of the card, we used, or of the barn element of the card, we used a piece that was 2 inches by 2 1/4. So, and of course it goes up and down. So there you can see how that fits on. And then for the top, we used a square, and you can see the size of the square because the other part of it is still here. It was 2.5 by 2.5 square, which is the distance across here. So that almost always will work for you if you're wanting to put a triangle, on, like a house triangle, on top of something that's 2 1/4 wide. You can usually use a 2 1/4 square because the diagonal will be just enough to have a little bit of eaves hanging off the edge. Okay, so then I'm gonna just, since you know this is our practice one, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put the tape on here so that you can see how I did it. So I put my Stampin' Seal across there, and then imagined here where it would be. And then I just want to cover that up. By that, I mean the flap here. And then I want to try to get it centered left and right. So I might have to kind of look at that this way just to get it just how I want it. So then what I'm going to need to do, one way that helps you to do that is to see that you have the part that you're wanting to cut off, to see that you have that hanging off equally on each side. That kind of helps. Okay, you can see, yeah. Okay, so then all I'm gonna do is take my little scissors and line it up right here and cut off there. You wanna keep your roof piece in the front out of the way of your scissors, because I had a little problem with that earlier. Okay, so you just cut those off. And so you can see here, this is why I wanted, it kind of nicks this part right here. So that's why I wanted to be sure that we put our white piece down here when you're going to make your card, so that it's not in the way of this at all. Okay, so that's how I did that part, and I'll just tuck that in there. I have this piece on the front, down at the bottom though. Then what I did to make this part here with the barn door pieces was I used a real red square that is 1.5 inches across, and up and down too. And then all I did was line it up. Now you could use your ruler and get it just right, but I just lined it up here with the points on the blade. You can't see it, I'm sorry. In the blade of the cutter, you want the point right on the edge. So then I just cut it like that. And then I could get a ruler and get it just right, but what I ended up doing was just holding my cut points together and sliding it basically back in to do exactly the same thing again. So, and it may be a tiny bit off, but hopefully not too much. If it looks like it's touching, then it should be fine. And then you just want your points again right on the edge. And I cannot think how to do it. There we go. Right on the edges of your cutting blade. And then hold it down and cut. Okay, so now that I have 4 pieces, you can see how easy it is. And you all probably are like, oh, I can totally do that. I didn't need your help. I could do that in my sleep. But just in case, so then all you need to do is line up your pieces on here and use either glue dots or tear and tape, or I use the Stampin' seal, and just eyeball these guys and put them right where you want them on the barn door. So you can see how simple that was, and you know, it's fairly quick actually. And I will write down these measurements for you so that you don't have to try and remember them yourself. So that's that part. Then for the this guy up here, our little hole at the top of the barn, right here, our little hay loft, I used the large balloon punch, and then I used the small. Now I did it first with red because that's what she had done, but I thought it would look kind of cute if it were black, so that it would be as if it were sort of dark in there, because you know, there's not a lot of light getting into the barn. Then I just took it like this and put my tape on it, then lined them up there. And this, you could use ovals. That's what she did. I mean, it'd be totally fine to use ovals, of course. Use whatever you like. And then what I did was just kind of line it up on here and imagine where I want it to be. And then I just cut it across. So you can see how simple that is. And then, you know, it looks like a little hole. And the other part of this is simple. All I did was line this up across here and then down here. Now this, I should tell you, is about 1/4 inch wide. It's a tiny thin strip. And it is, let me see, 7 1/8 inch long. So what I did was just put my tape on here and I held it away, let's see, to try and not get it. I don't want the full run of tape on here. I want half of it basically on this paper and half of it on this, on my roof. I kind of just tried to just press it against there. Okay, so now real quick, I'm going to take my adhesive eraser and just get rid of this, because it's not too difficult to do. And then we won't have it sticking to everything else we make tonight. I hope I'm not taking too long with this, and I'm hoping I'm simplifying it enough where you feel like you could do one yourself. So let me know if you think you could do one yourself after you watch this. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this, and what I'm gonna do is just line up at the top, and then there's a reason for that in a minute. Line up at the top, down the side. You don't want any red showing, of course, but you're just covering up the red with your little white piece. Then you're going to take your scissors and cut right at the angle of the eaves or the gable there. And then you're going to take this piece, and you might put just a little tiny smidge of some adhesive up here at the top. And then you're going to put your diagonal cut piece, if that makes sense, right up here in your eave point, and go down the side. And you can see there that then I've made it look like the eaves, like it's mitered, like a normal eave looks. And then I'm just doing the same thing over here and cutting off. So there we go. So now you can see how I put all this together and how we can use this little guy to make, and you could make it bigger and make it the whole card like she kind of did. So this just makes a simple addition to the whole idea of it. Now it also comes with a little chicken die cut, chicken house die cut. One thing I think looks cute is to make it look like the little chicken, hold on just a second, is breaking out of the little thing here. You can also put things like they're attached to it. You can put this in front of it, like it's, you know, behind the chicken, you know, like staggered like this. So that's like a little chicken coop fence in front of the chicken coop. But let's go ahead and get started on a couple different ways to do that particular idea. So let's see here. I was thinking for that, I really like the, I hope you have them, the strawberry papers with the chicken stuff. So to me, the blue, see this is the back of the blueberry. That looks very country and cute with the chickens. And this is the back side of this lighter strawberry one. That looks really cute with the chickens. And then of course you saw where we used the green, which is the back side. Hold on just a second, I'll show you. I think I have another piece, yeah. Here's a green, and the back side of it is the brighter berries piece. Another kind of paper that I think looks good with it is this, remember the old ornate garden from the big catalog? I think it looks really pretty with the chickens. So that's just some ideas for you of things that you can use with the chickens that will look kind of country or peppy, or I don't know what the word would be, maybe even a little retro with the chickens. Okay, so now my plan is to put a piece of, let me try to get this cut, how this will work here, of my pool party. Let's see here if this is, I need to cut off half because I don't have the actual measurements on this small cutter. So hopefully this will be right. There we are. So this would be one way to show, you know, kind of like I did before. You could use a brown here on the bottom, or you could just leave it where it's just the pool party. And I think it would be really cute. This has a lot of detail in it. You can use your markers to just kind of give it a little more color, or you could use a sponge dauber to add that kind of look that we're going for on there. Let me see if I can find, I thought I had one. You know how it is, I try to put one out and I just don't get it. Okay, this is Daffodil Delight, but put it right under there. Anyway, you could also do this in white. That might look better, should have been the way I went. But this needs to maybe be colored in here with some black or some early espresso. So let's see if I've got the skills to do that. We'll see. I don't see my glasses right away, so maybe not. Okay, there we are. Just to make it very clear that it's pretty detailed, and I think most people will be able to see what it is, but just to make it very clear that this is depth and that it's a doorway. Because the rest of it kind of, you can see pretty much what it's doing, except right along there. And then this top part is really almost like a window. And then it has some hay. I'll turn it up there so you can see it here in just a second. You can see that it has some hay up in the second level there, and then some hay down here at the bottom, and then hay over here. So hopefully this will be discernible once I show it to you. There you can see it has a lot of little details that you can add stuff to, and not work as hard as the barn if you're not feeling it that day. So there we are. So then you might put this maybe in the background, and then you might put your little chicken on. I colored this chicken kind of like a Plymouth Rock chicken, where it's kind of striped, kind of a look like it's black and white striped. So you might could put her in the front, and then maybe put your little Rhode Island red, whoops, I dropped her. There we are. Put her maybe on the other side. And they kind of arrange these guys funny. They won't look at each other really. So that one's kind of interesting. Now this guy will be looked at anyway. So, you know, you could put her over here and have her be the one that maybe they're saying, hey chick, to. I was kind of torn how to color her. Apparently, there are chickens that have like kind of a yellow center to their little mop-headedness here. It's kind of like a little poof on there. And maybe some on the tail too. There we go. And then they seem to have some gray on the rest of it. So like the rest of their little top here might be gray. As I looked this up on the internet, because I was like, what kind of chicken is this? And then I also thought it would look really cute had I used like a teal or something. It could have been kind of maybe even cuter. But anywho, there is that. And then you could leave the body white, or you could add some gray, maybe do some gray like this, like I did with the white chicken earlier I was talking about. Let me just kind of add some little edging there. Maybe down there, like she's some kind of little foghorn leghorn or something. Okay. So then you can see here that once you've got this, and maybe you've added a little bit of chicken wire die cut here, maybe it seems like to me all you really need with that is maybe just some sentiments to go with it. So let me get my white paper. And let's look here. We've got have a happy day, you're a good egg, or hey chick. So I'm probably going to go with hey chick because that's pretty funny. Get a little block here. I think I'll just do it in Memento Black since it's handy. And I don't want to use red on this one because my chicken is orange. So there's that. Now it does come, I should show you, with now it comes with a stump, and I think that is a very strange thing to put with chickens, because I think people used to kill their chickens on stumps, so that's not a good thing to show. But this little sign here is cute, and so you could put your little hey chick on the sign. If you cut it out, maybe out of some craft, that would look super cute with your little hey chick, or your, have a great day, something like that. You're a good egg. Any one of those will look cute on there. There we go. But for time, I'm just going to use the classic label punch. I'm sure you get tired of seeing me use that one. And I'm just going to punch it out. And then you can see that I might just put it right like that. But instead, I think I always like to do my little edges. So I'm just going to take it and dovetail each end. And if I don't get them exactly right, I can always try again. And I didn't get them right at all. I got it a little sideways, so I'm just taking a little extra off the side that I thought I didn't have quite right. Okay. This one's a little bit this way. Okay, so there you go. You can see there's the little hey chick for that. All right, now that I've done that, I'll probably want another little hey chick here in just a second. But I'm gonna go ahead and try it by using a couple of patterned papers here and there to add basically my detail to the card. So, just gonna take this green and then maybe put a strip here of that garden from the center there. And then maybe, let's see if I can find it. I have some little yellow, there they are. Little yellow guys. So I might put a little yellow circle there. And then I might put one of my chickens there. And I might say, hey chick, on there like that. Very simple, but kind of cute. And that would allow you to see the chicken kind of as the main focus. So that's kind of how I see this one turning out. Now, you can see how similar it looks, but yet different if you just use a square instead. Just something to kind of break it up a little. Now, what I might do to finish this out, I might put a smaller square in the center here of maybe the Flirty Flamingo, and that would just kind of carry it through. And then probably, now at the risk of making it look a little too much like last week's cards, I might use my Rhode Island Red chicken, or I might make another one. It doesn't have to be the one that I've already done, but I might use a little orange chicken, put her on here, and have a little orange piece down here, because this is a strange color. It looks like Flirty Flamingo, but it can also look like Calypso Coral. So you might put her on here like this, and then repeat the same scallop edging on the sentiment that you use at the bottom. So that's one kind of possibility, I guess you'd say. Another thing that you could do is use a red card base. And I'm probably being too simplistic for you all. And then you want to just cut your edge. Now, what you can do if you don't have a way to measure this, like what I was just saying about my paper cutter is a little too small, wide. You can nick that with your finger nail and then just put it right in here, and you can see where you were. And it's pretty easy to find that. Well, I said it was. There we are. Pretty easy to find that and then cut it off. And then you can add that right here. And you have that pretty much ready to go. You might need to trim it a little bit. But then you have that on there. And then you might want to add, if I can find it, the little green print that I had earlier. Let's see. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there it is. Maybe across the bottom here. And that just adds, I think it doesn't look Christmassy, but if you think it looks Christmassy, I will not be offended, of course. But maybe then just add a little circle of red on here, possibly layer it on the yellow, and then have your little Plymouth Rock chicken on there like that. I just think that looks kind of cutesy and kind of almost like a retro kitchen chicken. Anyway, so I think you can see that there are lots of ideas and lots of different things that you can do with the Hello Chick stamp set and dies, so Hello Chick bundle. And I hope that you will give that a try. And remember our little cutesy barn idea. I will try to put that in the comments, probably on YouTube. You can see you can put your little donkey inside and then have your little barn set up like this. One last thing I wanted to remind you of, if I can find it. What did I do with it? Oh yes, here we are. If you are online, you can see here that you can use the host code to get 3 different cards, and they'll come in the mail. Because usually you would have to select and let me see your address, and you would get 3 cards to make the chick set. It'll have, you'll stamp it yourself, but it'll have everything die cut or cut into shapes as you need. And you use host code WT4WK4VT. And right now, if you do it before the end of February, the special is for February. If you do it by then, you will, of course, get a celebration choice. So you might want to choose the little donkeys if you like them, or maybe some other papers. And I hope that you will have a great time stamping with this set and a great weekend. Try to stay warm, everyone. Bye-bye.